Hello students, now today we are going to do lists in Python. Now in your syllabus in class 11th computer science and informatics practices, list topic is given. Now this is in your NCERT book also, the list topic is given. You can go through your NCERT book. Now what is list? Lists are a sequence of values. A list is a data type that can be used to store any type and number of variables and information. The values in the list are called elements or items or list members. So any type means heterogeneous values. किसी भी type के data type के values को हम store कर सकते हैं. A list in Python is formed by enclosing the values inside a square bracket. So this is the main thing which you have to remember. It is enclosed in square bracket. Unlike strings, lists are mutable. Mutable means whose values can be changed. In strings, the values cannot be changed. In list, you can change the value. This is the main feature of list. Values in a list can be changed or modified and can be accessed using index value enclosed in square bracket. So as per the position, it will get the index value. The forward indexing starts from 0 and the reverse indexing starts from -1. Now how to write the list syntax? List name is equal to in square bracket item 1, item 2 and so on. For example, list 1 L1 equals to in square bracket 10, 20, 30, 40. Or consider list 1 containing 10 elements. So 10, 20, 30, 40. In square bracket you have to mention all the list items. Next is this list in computer memory shall be represented as shown in this figure. Now this is very important. This is the main list 10, 20, 30, 40. This is the main list. To access the element, you have positive index by default, it is given, and this is the negative index. If you want to access the first element and the name of this list is list, then in list, if you write in square bracket 0, it will show the first element. Same way in list in square bracket, if you write -10, it will show the first element. So this is called list indexing, or to access the element of the list you will use this index. So this is the most important part in list. In forward indexing will be having the positive index and reverse indexing will have the negative index. Forward indexing starts from 0, that is positive index starts from 0, and negative index from reverse we are starting from -1 till minus length of the list, whatever length is there. Suppose 10 elements are there, so first element will be -10, index will be -10. Now how to access the element? Suppose you are creating a list. How to create a list? You will write list 1 equals to in square bracket the list. When you want to print, you will write list 1, it will print the values. If you want to access the first value 10, you will write here list 1 in square bracket 0, so it will display 10. Same way list 1 6, 6 means 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 70. So 70 it will display. If it is list 1 9, 100 it will display. Same reverse if you take, the first one was -10, index was -10, it will display 10, and if it is -5 it will display 60. So this is your list indexing, or to access the elements, this is the method. So I think it is clear to you. We will solve practically also. Now list comprehension. Now this is also one more topic in list. List comprehension is an elegant and concise way of creating a new list from an existing list in Python. List comprehension consists of an expression followed by for statement inside square bracket. Now this is from one list you can extract some elements as per the condition and you can make a new list. So this is a very important topic. So any new list you can create equals to the expression from this you can take, and for item in list, so each item from the list it will collect, and with if it will check the condition. So it is similar to your for loop, like for item in list, if condition, and then the expression we used to write. Same way it is functioning here. Now here you can see the example. List 1 will be equal to I into 1. For I in range 5 means 0 to 4. It will take 1 by 1. First 0, then 1, then 2, like this till 4. If I percent 2 double equals to 0 means if it is divisible by 2, then it will give to L1. So here you can see 0 to 4 means 0, 2 and 4 is divisible by 2. So it will be given to L1, and here L1 value will be 0, 2 and 4. Clear? Now next question is, for I in range 5, so how it is functioning they have shown here. And since at the beginning you have written I into 1, if it is I into I, then it will be the square. So here if it is I into I, then you will get the square of each element. Clear? Now next is, it should be 1 here. It was the explanation of the previous question only. So next one is list slicing. So many examples of that we can do. All like here they have given only to collect the even numbers. If it will be odd numbers, then here we will write double equals to 1 or not equals to 0. Then for other questions also we can just change the condition. Suppose if I write here I percent 3 double equals to 0, then all the elements which are divisible by 3, that is 0 and 3, will be coming here. So this is list comprehension. Now next topic is list slicing. In list slicing we are using start, stop and step value. That is the extraction of a subpart from a list. So list slices are the subparts of a list extracted out. List slices can be created using index. Here these are the index position indexes. Slicing is used to retrieve a subset of values. A slice of a list is basically its sublist. While indexing is used to obtain individual items, slicing allows us to obtain a subset of items. When we enter a range that we want to extract, it is called range slicing. Clear? So in this list slicing we are extracting a part of the list. एक बड़े list से एक part को extract करना है, जिसमें हमको start कहाँ से शुरू करना है, stop कहाँ तक जाना है, ये हमेशा एक बढ़ा के लिखते हैं, और step continuation में step value नहीं डालेंगे तो +1 होगा. If you are mentioning the step value, suppose 2 I have written, तो एक एक छोड़ के वो collect करेगा. So this is list slicing. In list slice, if the start value is missing, then it will start from 0 index. If stop value is missing, then it will print till the end. If stop index is given, then it will stop at index stop -1. That is, stop is excluded. Clear? तो अगर start missing है, start value मैंने नहीं दिया है, list में खाली colon करके 4 लिखा है, start मैंने mention नहीं किया है, so it will take by default start value as 0 if it is not mentioned. If it is missing, तो वो 0 से start करेगा. Stop missing होगा तो वो last तक जाएगा, end तक जाएगा. अगर stop दिया रहेगा तो उससे एक पहले वो रुक जाएगा. Stop -1 पे एक रुक जाएगा. Stop को लेते नहीं है, exclude करते हैं. इसका एक एग्जाम्पल सॉल्व करते हैं. ये हमारे पास एक लिस्ट है जिसमें इंडेक्स हमने फॉरवर्ड इंडेक्स रिवर्स इंडेक्स किया है. इसमें लिखा है 5 से कुछ भी नहीं मेंशन है, मीन्स लास्ट तक. From 5 it is starting, no stop value means till the end. Now we will come to fifth value, that is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 means 600. So 600 to last value, that means 600, 700, 800, 900. All the 4 values will be printed. Next value is, it will start from 2 and 6 is the stop value, means till 5 it will print. So it will start from 2 and till 5 it will print. So here 300 to 600. Next value is -9 to -5. So -9 to -5 means before that it has to stop. It will not include the stop value. So here -9 to -6 it will take. So 100, 200, 300, 400 it will take. So this is your slicing. Now we can reverse in this manner. There is one method in which if you write colon -1, then automatically what happens, the step value is -1 and by default we haven't mentioned. So this will reverse the list. So whenever you are asked to reverse a list, we are writing print L1 name of the list and in square bracket colon -1 we are writing. So it is just simply reversing the list. Now you can see one heterogeneous list, that is list containing strings, list, tuple, character. So everything is there in the list. Now in this, First indexing is 0, this will be 1. Now here if they have given 2 colon 3, 2 means 0, 1, 2, y, and 3 means before that it will stop, so only y it will print. If it is 1 colon 2, so here 0, 1, this is 1, colon 2 means it will stop before 2, so only 1 to 3 it will print. Now here L1 3 1, now this is a two dimensional one. 3 means 0 1 2 3. Now in 3 this is for row and this is for column, so this is 1 means 0 1, so it will print 4 here. Clear? Now built-in functions and methods. Now ready-made built-in functions you are having compare function to compare the two lists. Len returns the length of the list. Max list will return the maximum value in the list. Min list will return the minimum value in the list. And list sequence will convert any tuple into a list. Sum list will sum up all the elements, all the items in the list. Now method, we will use this method. Append is used to add any item at the end of the list. This is very important because in stacks and queues we will use append to add any item at the end of the list. Index will return the index position of any item. Normally here returns the index of the first elements whose value is equal to the item. Suppose in the list many are having this item, suppose 5 I have given and in the list all are 5, then it will return the first element's index, that is 0 it will return. Now insert will insert an item in the index position mentioned here. Sort will sort the list. Remove will remove an item, and reverse will reverse the order of the list. Clear? Now next is a program which calculates the maximum, minimum and mean average from the inputted list. So here you have seen a list is given, how many elements you want to input, you have taken from the user n, then you have used a while loop and this will repeat n number of times. User will enter the element of the list and it will append in the list. So here you can see that using append function we are creating a list by adding the list after taking from the user. Now we are storing after coming out the maximum value of the list using max function, using min function minimum value of the list, and using now mean is not a ready-made function. So for mean what you have to do, sum of the list divided by the length of the list. This will give you the average mean. Clear? So we will print the maximum, minimum and mean, that is average. Now the output you can see, one by one element it will take, and out of this list it will display the maximum, minimum and average value. Next is copying a list. Now from one list you can make a second list, like list 1 is having 1 to 3. List 2 equals to list 1 means you have copied list 1 in list 2. Clear? So this you can copy the list from one to another. Same way you can append in any list using dot append 10. So 10 will be added at the end. If you want to add in list 2 again, then you have to write here. So since it is copying, it will add in that also. We can also create a copy or clone of the list as a distinct object by 3 methods. The first method using slicing, the second method using built-in function list, and the third method using copy. So 3 methods are there, using slicing, using list function and using copy function of the Python library. For example, we can create a list using copy method. This method creates a duplicate copy of the existing list but does not modify the original list. Clear? So list.copy means it will copy the list in new list. The syntax of copy method is new list equals to list.copy. So 3 methods today you have learned. The copy method does not take any parameters. However, it returns a list but does not modify the original list. The original list will remain as it is. So here they have given the example. First list was having hello 1025.5. When you have copied in new list, the new list is having those values. Now when you are printing the new list, like old list was having hello 1025.5, and in new list after copying you have added Python. So at the end of the new list, Python will be added and the first three elements will be the same. So this list is over. Next topic is tuple. So tuple we will do in our next video. So I think you have understood the topic. If you have any doubt, you write in the comment section. I will clear your doubts. Thank you. Have a nice day.